What's good with y'all collective? I figured I'd do a little video to where that post that I made a few minutes ago is a community post, and I figured I'd do a little video and give y'all a speech, an inspirational speech out there that you have done one of the most powerfulest things anybody could ever do. And I'm gonna tell you how you did that. Whenever they ask you to go to the station, most people will go up there not knowing that the minute they enter those double doors, you're guilty automatically. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you know that you ain't did nothing wrong, why should you even show up to start with? That's the way I look at it. You know what I'm saying? But most people would get all panicky, they be all afraid. You know, they want to go up there just to see what's going on, but yet they don't have any knowledge on. You're supposed to have an attorney to represent you if you go up there. I mean, or you can represent yourself, but most people don't do it properly. Because anytime you go up to the interview, I don't give a damn if it's voluntary or not. I'm going to tell you about the law. I've studied this a long time. Let me tell you something. When it comes to that, okay, they're just doing their job too. You know, they may not know about what really went on, you know what I'm saying? But it's not up to you to go up there and to give them any type of information that could be used against you, okay? Because that's exactly what an interrogation really is. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. They would tell you that. That's why they read you your rights. You have the right to remain silent. That's your Miranda rights. That's why they read you your rights. Okay, not meaning that they're abusing their power and none of that, but I'm just saying, they're just trained to do their job. They're not trained to look out for you and your rights. I'm gonna just be real with you. Okay. Now, when it comes to things like this, a lot of people don't know what to do. But a lot of you out there that have psychic abilities and you was given information from the higher power, you did the right thing all the way through and through. The minute the detective showed up to your home, you questioned him right there on the spot. What are you doing at my house? You know, what do you have? What right do you have to be on my property? Because you already know that you ain't did anything wrong. It's like you already had a bad hunch about something out there, and yet you had every right to question that. So if you question to get his badge number, that is perfectly legal. You can ask him their badge number. You can ask them any question that you want. They are legally required to give you information. You have the right to remain silent on the other hand, because that's your rights. That's the protection. That's your Miranda rights right there. So you can execute your right of silence. You have the right to remain silent and not say anything, but you also have the right to question and to obtain information on the investigation. You like to know what it's about. If you can't come to my home and question me over here, you ain't got no business being nowheres around me. I don't want to talk to you. You don't have to be rude to them, but you be very professional about it. You don't have to be rude to him and cuss him out like most people would. No, the man's just doing his job, okay? Some of you out there have handled it in a very professional, respectful manner. And this is something that could be remembered by you, okay? Because most people will flip out. They'll start getting all irritated and agitated and start to want to cuss them out when they really ain't did anything wrong. They're just there, you know. They want to just give you a little information, but what you done was protect your rights right then and there. You also proved your innocence by not even showing up to the station, I'm telling you. Because most people, they were getting their head that, oh yeah, well, if I just go up over there and talk to them and do all that, what you think walking through those doors are going to do without an attorney to represent you? What you think even going there in the first place is going to do for you? The way I look at it from a common sense perspective, the minute you show up, you proven guilt right there. The minute you show up and you know you ain't did anything wrong, now most people will look at it as, well, why they're avoiding to come up there. That's another way to look at it. But from my perspective is, if you ain't did anything, you have no business going up there in the first place. You know, that's why you want, if you have any information or you have anything you want to ask me, you can ask me right here on my property. That's how you stand your ground, but you don't let these fucking people, whoever that was that lied on you, don't let people like that push you around in the corner. I'm talking about the one that made the false claims against you. Tell them, bring their ass on your property. I want to see what you're talking about. Bring it to my property. Let's go ahead and analyze. Let me break it down real quick and analyze every bit of those witness statements that was falsified against me, because I'm going to whip out my credit. How can I say this? I'm going to whip out the credibility of my documentation, and to show you no contact, I could show you my location. I could show you everything of what has happened on my end if you was in that situation. You don't have to be rude either. I'm just getting passionate, okay? You be very professional about it. Don't disrespect the law. I don't care what anybody out there says. If they're not being disrespectful towards you, do not disrespect the law, okay? You can handle it in a very professional manner, and they will remember you for that as somebody that, okay, well, you can stand up for yourself, but you're doing it very professionally. You don't have to be like everybody else and cuss them out, especially if they're not sitting there getting belligerent with you, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. Now, when it comes to you questioning things, this would be the right way to go about it. If they had anything to try to say, tell them to come to your property and show you whatever they got to show you and talk to you right there on the spot, because that right there is protecting your rights, bro. The minute you enter that room and you know that you're innocent, you could be literally charged right there on the spot. I'm telling you. Okay, you can sit there. People want to believe what they want to believe, but I'm going to tell you right now, you can even go to an attorney, a legal advisor out there. You could go to a lawyer. They'll tell you exactly what I'm telling you. You should never go up there, bro, when you know you ain't did anything wrong. It don't matter if it's a witness or not. Okay, you really don't know what it's about. But if you have an intuitive insight and you can prove what has went on long before that event has taken place, you can prove it right there at your house. All you got to do is rip out your credit. I keep wanting to say credibility. Rip out your credibility of your documentation. And that right there is going to prove that, okay, they said this. Well, how come my location was over here? How can you be guilty of committing something when you're not even in the physical presence of the individuals? Because some of them out there, bro, I'm telling you, with this false accusation type of claim that I picked up on my read, how are you a criminal? How are you guilty when you was in a complete different location at the time of the false claim was occurred? Notice how I'm saying false claim, because it's not a claim. It's not just a claim. A claim would be an accurate claim. I'm going to call it a false claim because that's exactly what it is. And the minute they tell you something along the lines, well, if you just say you're sorry, we'll let it go. The minute you admit an apology is the minute you admitting to some form of guilt. I promise you, that's what people slip up at, and they're going to use that against you. Well, why you saying you sorry? If you ain't did nothing wrong, why you say you sorry? Bro, you stand up for yourself. You don't sit there and put the foot in your mouth, bro. You have to stand up for yourself. Stand up against the enemy and show them that this is what it is. I'm not going to be pushing a corner. I'm not going to sit there and apologize for nothing. They're going to be the ones apologizing to me. I want an apology from them for trying to put me in a situation I don't belong in. That's how you stand up and you defend your rights, bro. You have to be passionate about it. You have to be passionate. You don't even need a legal representative. You can represent yourself. You can represent yourself. I'm telling you. Okay, even though y'all may not be able to see me right now, y'all, I can get my speech out more clear, okay, when I do a free speech like this. But once again, don't disrespect the law. Don't cuss them out. Don't do none of that. What you do is, even if they try to act out of character, it don't matter. Keep your composure. Keep your professional skills at what you do when it comes to talking, okay? When it comes to communication, when it comes to that type of situation. Hold your character and hold your morals high. They're going to remember you for that. I promise you. Okay? But when it comes to these type of situations and issues, you have nothing to be concerned about. Because just like I said, you have no contact with the people. You have a whole different location that was out of the city, out of the state. You wasn't nowhere around the individuals at the time that it was, what I was about to say, at the time that it was done against you. So therefore, you already have some form of evidence right there, especially if you call something out with your spiritual abilities. Because why would somebody come to your house and yet they can literally show you what you predicted with your spiritual abilities on the physical paperwork? So how can that be declined? How can that be rejected? That's the truth right there. Because your spiritual gifts, bro, let me tell you something right now. There's a reason why God invented cameras. There's a reason why he invented recording devices where you can record certain things. Because if you have the ability to predict an event long before it happens, and it actually happens, you have your innocence right there. Because how can you predict that long before it even took place? And then you have your location, you have your whereabouts, you have everything. How is it possible to know that? That right there, but I'm going to tell you right now. Coming from my experience, a few people tested my abilities. Like when it came to trying to find out if I'm a legit psychic, I tell them certain information. It's like, it'll start scaring them because I can sense the energy change. It'll start intimidating them. I'm like, you want me to go further? I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I know what I'm talking about. I'll give them that look like that. I wouldn't disrespect them. But I'm like, I don't think you want me to go further because I know a lot of things that you think I may not know, but it was God giving me the information because he's my protector. He's my savior. And he's going to keep me out of trouble, bro. He's going to keep me protected. I promise you that. And that right there that's when people going to start being like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I believe you. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to go further. I'm telling you. They're not. A lot of people out there may think that you're a hoax or you just about a game or you're a joke or whatnot. I'm going to tell you something right now, but they actually have legitimate psychics out there. I'm one of them. I mean, I don't know if people could look at my subscriber count on here, how many people comment on my live streams, how many people are going through a situation like I've been revealing my cards to the exact detailed form. Some things I predicted and people have came on my live streams saying, dude, you on point, it's scary because it just happened. Like they would say it just happened, with a freaked out face. They're like, how do you know this? It's because once you know the imagery and the symbolism of the cards, it's no longer about logic. It's about intuitive reading, intuitive-based reading, because those cards strengthen your third eye. They strengthen your third eye. And there's something that I've uncovered about the cards too, with the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune. I've also uncovered the fact that the Wheel of Fortune can represent a Shriner. And that's something else that I pull with Shriner, because you got the Egyptian head with a sword on that card, which will represent a Shriner. Okay. And then you have the Hierophant, which is the checker pattern of the floor. That right there can represent. I'm going to tell you, bro, those cards literally give you the meanings of what the third eye really is. You just have to look into it. And that's something right there that I've uncovered all on my own, And that's something right there that I was blessed with the gifts. I was blessed with it ever since birth. Even though I never messed around with tarot cards until 2 years ago, when I first started my channel, which was 2020. I want to say it was either August or October. I want to say it was October of 2020. It was definitely a 2020 is when I first started my YouTube channel. But anyways, when it comes to those tarot cards, but they have certain symbolism and meanings that you have to catch intuitively. They're not going to give it to you logically. I'm going to tell you that right now. You can look up all the information. You have to uncover the secrets for yourself on what those cards really are telling you. Because it's all based off intuitive insight. I mean, anybody can read a card logically, but can you really pull out the story that's really going on behind that card? Because you have to look into the symbolism. You have to look into what's really going on the inside of it and crack it to the code to see what's really going on out there. And a lot of people don't have that gift. I mean, some people out there, they read it logically, which that's good too. But when it comes to those cards, bro, you can uncover a lot of things about yourself, about the symbolism. Just like I said, the other day I've uncovered the Wheel of Fortune to be a Shriner. Some of you out there are that individual because of who you are spiritually. You have that ancient Egyptian knowledge because of who you was before you descended down here into this earthen realm. And this is something else that you know how to protect yourself when it comes to the law, because you are master of spiritual law. So that right there, it's like these people don't understand how the hell do you know this type of information. It's like it's blowing a lot of people's mind. And I mean, does somebody like that really deserve or belong in trouble, bro? Because from my perspective on the whole thing, why you're not accepted into the meeting as the master to actually sit there and show the master what you know physically. That's my whole thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Like let them really see what you really know. Not to disrespect them, but just go in there, out of respect, respecting everybody, and let them know what you really know. And that right there is going to prove that you ain't about a joke, bro. You're not about a game. So why should you be attacked for that? Like, why should you be hated on for that? Especially when you have respect for your elders. That's something that I've always had, bro. Like when it comes to elderly people, I've always gotten along with elderly people. I don't know why. Especially like the men with white hair, like they'll kind of be up in age, elderly. They'd be like, you got a good heart, son. They'll tell me that. And a lot of you out there may have had that experience. It's because they know how to see your soul, bro. They know how to read into your energy. Some of them could be Masons and they could see into your aura. They know what aura and energy is all about. Just like that one explained on my post whenever I shared that mastered 33 degree Mason post earlier. Whenever I shared that, whenever he was talking about energy manipulation, he was talking about energy. You know, the aura around the body, you can feel that, bro. You can see that. If you got your third eye open, you can see that. You can see straight through energies because of your clairvoyant vision. They know about that, you know? And you're somebody that don't deserve to be attacked. You don't deserve to be lied on. You don't deserve to have your career sabotaged or anything in your life to be sabotaged just because you was born with the gift of the third eye. That's the Lord that literally gave you that power. And you are somebody out there that deserves to teach people, like, you know, even if it's in secret, it don't matter, bro. Like, you respect some of the information. That's what I do. Because a higher power tells me to. Don't reveal everything that you know about that. Keep that to yourself. That's a gift for you, bro. That's a gift for you. That ain't made for everybody out there to know. They're going to have to, if they want to know, they're going to have to learn on their own. But some of the things can't be taught. It's either you know or you don't. But the ones that do have the gift, they can teach. That's what makes them that master. You know what I'm saying? Which would be a considered mastered spiritualist. You know what I'm saying? But as far as some of you out there, bro, you have an incredible power out there, especially being a psychic. You could be a male psychic, you could be a female psychic, a feminine psychic. That's what I was about to say. But it don't matter, bro. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter what sex you are. It don't matter. You have the power and you deserve to be respected. Okay, people just try to hate on you because of your powers, and they try to tear your whole career down, tear your reputation down with what? Bro, once you can uncover and bust these individuals as falsifying things about you, I don't care if it's saying written statements or not, you can make those witness statements lose credibility in a matter of seconds if you know how to cross-examine. I'm telling you right now, bro, you can stand for yourself. If you ain't standing for nothing, bro, you might as well just sit down. You need to stand up for yourself and execute what you really know. Tell them like it is. Don't sit there and apologize for nothing. Why the hell should you have to apologize? I'm going to tell you who need to be apologizing. The enemy that was jealous and envious of your career, the one that tried to destroy you, is the one that needs to be in your face telling you something. That's what I tell you. They need to be in your face telling you something, telling you they sorry, but they ain't going to do that, though. Because the way they see it, oh yeah, well, this is just blah, blah, blah. They're going to try to blow it off because they know you're telling the truth. They know you telling the truth, whoever did that to you. They know you telling the truth. That's why they're going to try to blow it off as if it ain't that serious. Okay, if it ain't that serious, then why you was investigated then? I'm going to check them on that. If it wasn't that serious, how come you was the one that had somebody show up to your house then? Because it was that serious. They just trying to play it off because they caught in their lies. That's why. Because you got somebody strong up in their face that's not a coward, that's not going to punk out, that knows what's going on because you was gifted with intuitive insight to see straight through what was going on long before it even happened. So that, therefore, right there, you have the weapon to destroy, which is the power of the mind. And that right there comes from the pineal gland, the thalamus. That's exactly what that is. It's the power of the mind. It's the power of source. It's the power of the spirit that flows through your vessel, your body. You can't be fooled, bro. You can't be fooled, especially when you're calling it out, and yet it could be seen right there on the papers. Come on, man. Especially when it could be seen right there on the papers. Okay, well, if you was a paranoid schizophrenic or you were somebody that's crazy, you were somebody that just talking out your head, how come everything that you have said, while not having no physical insight on it, which is physically, like physically looking in on it, how come everything that you called out spiritually can resonate to the exact detailed form accurately with what's been done on papers that was falsified? Explain that. Explain that. That right there is enough probable cause and enough credibility on your behalf to actually prove that it's a lie. Because once again, how can you know that? How can you know that when you was in a whole different location? I'm telling you, bro, like these people, whatever you went through, whatever I channeled in that other reading, okay, when it came to that, wherever you was, how could you get into that information? It's because of your spiritual gifts, you know? But a lot of you out there, bro, I'm telling you, you have nothing to be concerned about. You have nothing to worry about because the Lord has you protected. And just like I said, it's not their fault. It's not the Lord's fault. It's the person that tried to do that to you because that's all what it's going to fall back on. Yeah, they could have washed you and stuff. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. It all falls back on the person that has tried to do something to you. That's the person that's going to fall back on. But you don't sit there, you don't fold for nobody, bro. You don't sit there and apologize for nothing. I don't care if you got 2 of them in your face. Oh, well, if you apologize, we just let it go. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no such thing as apologizing, because there was nothing committed here. The only ones that was committing something is the ones that went up there and that try to do something to you. That's the ones that's going to be up over here apologizing to me, because they the ones that owe me an apology, because they done me wrong and I got proof of evidence to actually prove it. So anytime they're ready to rock and roll, we can rock. But I'm going to be the one rocking. They're going to be the one rolling. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that. Rolling straight up out my face with that bullshit. Bro, you got to stand up for yourself. You don't sit there and back down when it comes to people like that. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. Okay? Whoever has done that to y'all. All right? Don't sit there and water yourself down. Don't sit there and admit, because that's a form of admission right there, bro. I'm telling you. That's a form of proving your guilt right there whenever you apologize for something you didn't do. And that's the first thing most people would say, because they want to be quick to get themselves out of it. Oh, well, they could talk themselves out. I'm going to tell you how you get out of it. By not getting yourself in it in the first place. By sitting there being nervous and being all this and all that. By standing your ground, diffusing the situation, objecting certain questions, and reflecting. It's all about diffusing it and sitting there using reverse psychology and flipping the script to see where they coming from, to see what's really going on with them, because they're the problem. Trying to make you out to be a problem for nothing because of hatred. And once you can sit there and stand your ground, therefore you have just successfully uncovered who the real criminal is. Because that's not only a crime of a false claim made against you, that's also a hate crime right there, which is number 2. And then they sitting there doing it deliberately because of your success or whatever you may be. Okay? They have nothing better else to do. That right there could get them in a lot of trouble, but some of them haven't gotten in trouble. They probably won't ever get in trouble, but their karma, they're going to pay their karma, bro, I promise you. Because the Lord seen what the individual try to do to you. That's why the Lord gave you those visions, to protect yourself, to call your dreams out, or to call your visions out, And that's why when certain people wanted to test your abilities, they found out the hard way and it scared them. Because I promise you right now, bro, they went back and told other people, like, bro, this person ain't no joke, no. This person ain't no joke. I'm going to tell you right now, and then those people probably didn't believe that person. And that's when they could have told them, bruh, there's no way they can know certain that. There's no way. There's no way. And I hear them talking amongst each other. It's like, there's no way. It's because you have the eye open, bro. You have the gift. You have the gift. You see things exactly for what they're meant to be seen. Like, you can't have your vision manipulated. You can't have your spirit manipulated. That can't happen to you. The Lord won't allow that. The Lord won't allow that, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. The Lord will not allow that. He said, don't mess with his anointed ones. Don't do that. I'm telling you right now, a few people out there have gotten their mind blown by what you reveal, just a certain information. That's just a piece of it, though. Imagine if you was to reveal more of what you really know. I'm telling you, bro, it only took for you to reveal a little piece of, like, just a simple trying to find out somebody's middle name by not knowing them all the way. They could have asked you a question. Okay, well, what's this? And your intuition, boom, picked it up right there, and you call something out. It's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Yeah. Because you know things, bro. You know things. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's why you have nothing to be worried about, because your intuitive powers, bro, can literally protect you. That's what intuition is there for. That's all the third eye really is, to be honest with y'all. It's clairvoyant psychic vision. That's all it is. You see things. You see things exactly for what they are. You have the ability to see through auras, to see through energies, and to see through things in multi-dimensional perspectives. That's exactly what that is. Okay? Coming from me having the years of experience of this, like not just with tarot cards, I'm talking about being able to read into energy, auras and stuff like that, you know. But But yeah, being able to read into the auras and the energies and stuff like that, that was something I was blessed with ever since I was a baby. I was born with the gifts, you know. But when it comes to the tarot cards, that has strengthened my third eye abilities to the extreme, bro. It strengthens it all the way, you know. It's like it never it feels like your third eye never stops opening. Like it continuously expands, it continuously opens. And that right there could be depressing to some people because it's like they lose touch with reality. You know, they get so lost in the spirit world, it's like they lose their balance when it comes to the physical reality. I've had that experience, trust me. You have to learn how to balance out the physical world with the spirit world because if not, bro, like you become disconnected and feel just out of place from everything. I've been through that before. I still have my moments because that's how deep, bro, that eye can really go. You'll see things, bro. You start questioning. You'll fall into the never-ending rabbit hole of mystery after mystery after mystery after. It's like just when you think you figure things out, you got some more information, bro, just coming in. It's like it's a never-ending questioning things. It's a never-ending investigating things on a spiritual level to really see what's going on. You know, it's like wow, bro. It like you really get inside your head, bro, and you activate that pineal gland. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, it will take you to a whole multi-dimensional realm that you ain't that it's like just when you think that you know this realm or that realm, you got other realms that you could just teleport to. And it's like you find yourself completely out your body. I'm gonna explain my experience because I'm being guided to talk about spirituality too. Not just about your right to the law or whatever. It's about spiritual law. It's about that master spirituals that's coming out of me, you know? But anyways, when it comes to getting, it's like you get inside your head and you start wondering about something. It's like daydreaming, but I don't consider it daydreaming. I consider it a form of meditation with your eyes open. Because anything is a form of meditation, really driving. You're meditating while you drive because when you're listening to music, your thoughts, you have like a certain, you get lost up in your thoughts, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Um, Whenever you're in the shower, whenever you laying down, whenever you're taking a walk, whenever you're running, that's a form of not well manifestation, yeah, but that's a form of meditation. When you're laying down, um, when you're in the shower, you know, like just relaxing in a tub of water or whatnot, you know, you're meditating right there. That's a form of meditation. Even when you're just sitting there, even when you're walking up and down the road, or you're going for a walk, you're going for a jog up the mountains, or whatever you're doing, that's a form of meditation. And some of these things, bro, it's like you start getting in your mind. Like sometimes I just be laying there in bed and I could see straight through the ceiling, bro. I don't even see my ceiling no more. That's how intense it really is. It's like I'm seeing straight past the stars in the sky through my bed. Like, see it laying on my bed like that, bro. The minute I look up at, there's no ceiling, there's no sky, there's no outer space. There's other dimensions, bro. It's like you could see that by not physically seeing it with the human eyes. You have to learn how to use a spiritual eye, you know. But for some of us, we was already born with that. You know, some people just have trouble activating it and they don't know what's really going on because they don't have experience. But somebody that has plenty of experience with that, I just never told anybody or went out there and bragged about it. But I've gave off signs on my Facebook a while back, and that could have caught people's attention too. Like, why is this man posting about Egyptian? The pyramid, you know, the pyramid with the eye in the middle. And that could have caught people's attention. And me sharing the eye of horse because nobody where I'm at, bro, knows about that. There's only maybe 1 to 2 people, you know, but it's not like everybody knows about that. And it's like that was something I was already gifted with, bro. Ever since I was a baby, I've had the ability to contact spirits, to see ghosts, to see spirits, to see energy, to see angels. I've had contact with my aunt whenever she passed away. I was in a cradle and I was talking to her, and my mom walked in and seen me communicating with my aunt. That right there could be I wish my mom was here. She would tell y'all exactly what she seen. She walked in on the room with me looking up at the ceiling like that. There was nothing there, and I was talking to my aunt, which is her sister. And that right there is when she uncovered that I had strong psychic abilities as a baby. I was sitting there communicating with my aunt, bro. And it's like, people just, they could kind of get a vibe about you, like, man, this person, something special about that person. I don't know what it is, like something different about that person, you know? And that's what it is, bro. And I have no shame in my game of being different. I have no shame in my game of being psychic and having those strong, powerful gifts. I just never walked up out there and bragged about it or walked up to people and said, hey, look, oh, this is who I am and blah, blah, blah. I mean, they come up to me and ask me, I'll associate with them. But I'm very humble about it. I'm not going to sit there and just be all egoistic about it. I mean, I have the gifts. I have the gifts. I mean, what more do they want? You know? But to people out there, most of the ones wouldn't know how to handle that because they're not in tune with how universal energies work, because sometimes it could clash, sometimes it could go smooth. If you don't have that root chakra balanced out, because that's the base. That's the base of the Kundalini. That's the snakes that rise up, that connect to each other. That's what goes up and travels up all your chakra systems like that. That's the energy activation right there, is your Kundalini powers. Because whenever you meditate, bro, and you sitting up like that, that's Indian style meditation. I've experienced this before. What would happen is you feel like a burning sensation starting at your spine, the base of your spine, and it will literally travel all the way up, bro. And you can feel fire. It's like fire. And it's almost like an icy hot type of feeling, but it's like fire. You feel like fire at the base of your spine, and then it travels up. It goes to your sacral chakra, then it goes to your solar plexus chakra, then it works its way up, then it goes to your heart chakra. And you can feel the brother energy literally clearing out all the chakras and activating all of them. But for some of you, you already had your third eye open. But what that's going to do is that energy is going to clear out the third eye. That way you can have a clear vision, because just like I said, if you don't have that root chakra balance and you're out of balance with that root chakra, that's when the third eye is going to be out of balance. You ain't going to be able to handle what you can see out there. That's why they warn you, don't be careful when you open that eye. I'm telling you, it's not that it's evil. It can see through energies. It can see through frequencies. It can see through auras, and it can see the truth. I'm telling you, bro, you never know the truth until you open that eye. But some of us has already been blessed with the gift. But what that Kundalini is going to do is it's going to clear out all of the things of your past life. It's going to clear out all that. And that Kundalini's energy is going to work its way up from the third eye all the way down, which is your spiritual antenna to the spirit world. And what's going to happen is that's going to clear out all of that. It's going to activate your crown chakra, which is your spiritual antenna to the spirit world. And what's going to happen is that's where you get those downloads from. Like you're always hearing your ears ring. That is clairaudience. That is psychic hearing. When you get visions, that's clairvoyance. When you get like feeling certain things, that's your spiritual feelers, that you feeling things from your spiritual side. When you get the chills about a situation, or your left ear rings, or you get like a low vibrational ring, that's because a negative energy is nearby. You need to pay attention to what your body is signaling you, because that's your spirit trying to tell you something, just like I said. And a lot of people that's not connected to their root chakra properly, or haven't activated their root chakra, or did any type of unblocking or to balance out their root chakra, and they automatically pop their third eye open, they're not going to know how to handle any of that, bro. It's going to be intense, I'm telling you. It's going to be intense to the point to where they're going to experience a spiritual depression. I'm going to tell you what a spiritual depression is. It's where you feel tired. You feel like you don't belong here. You feel like you don't belong. You're trying to find your place of belonging. You're trying to find your place of where do you belong in the world. You're going to fill out a place because you got all these energies coming at you left and right, left and right, left and right. You have all these messages coming at you left and right, and you don't know. I mean, you could determine the difference from reality and spirituality, but it's both combined together, and it's an imbalance. It's supposed to be 50-50. You got 100 and you got 50. It's supposed to be a 50-50 or 100-100. When you got 50 and you got 100, that's going to create an imbalance in the spectrum. You have to have the balanced spectrum. That way the scales could be balanced. Because I'm telling you right now, bro, if you have that eye open and you're not balanced with the root chakra, which is the base of all your chakras, that right there is going to bring about a major imbalance, and you will be subject to demonic attacks. It's a fact proven. I'm telling y'all from experience. It's a fact proven. I went through that. Even when I had that eye open, it don't matter. You could have years of experience. You're going to experience spiritual attacks. I mean, bro, once you do it, there's no going back. That's the real reason why they warn you. That's why God warns you. He don't want you to know about that until you're good and ready. But some of you out there, you was already born ready. And this is exactly why you're passing some of these tests in this lifetime, because you was well suited for the job. He just was testing your power. Okay, you want to have that eye open? That's his sacred eye. You want to have that knowledge? You want to have that power? We're going to see just how strong and powerful you really are. And that right there was a test right there. And since you did that, you ranked up. You ranked up. You ranked up. You are somebody that deserves to be respected in the spirit world. You are somebody that deserves to be respected in the physical world. And you are somebody that deserves to be left alone by whoever tried to do that to you, bro. Because I'm going to tell you right now, these people, if you had somebody show up to your house, they never knew who you was. They could have had glimpses of it. They could have seen you around, but they really didn't know who you was until they actually uncovered you, the truth. Because the truth's coming out. The truth's coming out. It's going to fall right back up on that liar that did that to you. I'm telling you. It was all done because of your gifts. Because they tried to attack you with witchcraft one too many times. They couldn't restrain you in the spirit world, so they took it to the next level to try to set you up and to have you physically restrained behind bars, to take and to purposely try to manipulate and steal your destiny from you. That's exactly why it was done, and you know the information. You already have proof of evidence by what you recorded long before somebody showed up to your home to prove that's why it was done. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. They took it to the next level of extent to try to attack your spirit by trying to physically harm you, and God wasn't going to let that happen. Because you have way too much respect in the spirit world. And whoever is finding out about who you really are, I'm going to tell you right now, bro, these people may not be telling you nothing, but they're still mind blown and shocked by how powerful you really are, because they may have seen, just like I said, they may have seen you around your town or around your city a couple of times. You could have been in trouble in the past, here and there. But you changed your life around, bro. That's whenever you wasn't really paying attention to your spirit. But ever since you become connected to spirituality, spirit led you on the right path. God led you on the right path. You can never be defined by your past, but because you have transformed and evolved to the maximum. That's the way I look at it. You can't fully be judged by your past, but because the past only exists by a train of thought. That's the truth of it. It only exists by a train of thought in the brain, which is a neuron that links it to a rumination cycle. Like, you can remember certain things, but it's only by a train of thought. It's not by reality that's happening in the present moment now. The future doesn't exist, and the past doesn't exist. The only thing that exists is the present moment, just like we're in now. That's why they made devices like this to catch memories, because that's the only thing that you could catch the memory. But it was still, once it happened, it happened. You could go back and replay it, but this is like a memory replayer here. You know, that's the real memory card. If you really look at it, that's the real memory card. Because you remember how when you had the PlayStation 2, you had to get a memory card with it? It stores memory on there, just like the human brain. That's why the human brain is there, because it's like a memory card. But these devices is the real memory card, because that's what you store, the pictures, the videos, or whatever you did. You know, you having a good time, you could go back and look at it. It was stored on that memory card. But if you didn't have that around, bro, the only thing that you can remember is by that train of thought. But just like I said, once it happened, it's over. Especially some of you out there that have transformed, you evolved. You cannot be defined by your past, bro. You are way too powerful. You are way too powerful. You are somebody that's incredibly strong. Somebody that's incredibly strong, and you hold a lot of power. You know? You definitely hold a lot of power. You are somebody that's an incredible, powerful being. And I'm going to tell you what it is that makes you powerful. You have activated the light inside of the body. I'm going to tell you where that light's coming from. You knew how to cleanse and clear certain energies out. You know how to meditate properly. You knew how to... There's a certain technique that you could use when it comes to like holding your breath, etc., like almost like going underwater. You can also do this while swimming too, underwater. But when it comes to certain things out there, bro, you have activated the light inside your body. And I'm going to tell you what that is. It's that pineal gland. The pineal gland, once it's stimulated enough, bro, once it's stimulated, and you know how to calm the mind, that right there gives that eye the ability to be calm enough to where it can see clearly and open up just like a flower blooming, bro. That's why the third eye it's the anja. But I think that's what they call the anja. But it's called the third eye chakra, okay? And that's why they got it looking like a flower. Because if you really go look at that chakra, the symbolism, it looks like a flower. Because it blooms just like a flower. And flowers bloom, bro, they're beautiful. So in reality, the third eye is not what people try to make it out to be. The only reason why they said it was evil is because if you're not tuned in, or if you're not balanced out enough, if you're not serving just one master, and you open that eye, therefore you're going to experience exactly what I just explained earlier, demonic attacks. Demonic attacks. You're going to experience energy that you never felt before. You're going to experience things. You're going to feel a presence. You're going to feel plenty of spirits around you, and you're not going to know how to protect your energetic field of energy. And that's why he tells you, be careful. Be careful. Because you will see the truth, bro. You will see the truth. And once you open it, they ain't going back. Most people want to try to close it. You know, most people want to sit there and try to close it. But when it comes to this type of information, y'all, you live and you learn. I don't know everything. I don't know everything about spirituality. I just know based off experience what I already learned throughout like my self-examination, looking at things for what they really are. Learning from trials or tribulations. And that takes years, bro. Like it takes years to get in the position that I'm in. Because I received a lot of badge of honor in the spirit world. A lot of badge of honor. I'm at a very high rank position in the spirit world. I already know. I have my credentials up there and everything, I'm telling you. The Lord has given me the sword. And it just keeps getting better and better. And you don't just obtain that just to obtain it. You have to fight, bro. You have to fight. Just like a combat veteran, like in the army, you have to fight spiritually. You have to fight spiritually. You definitely have to fight spiritually because it's a spiritual battle. And that's how you get your prestige right there. You know what I'm saying? You prestige up. That's how you say that. You rank up. I'm just use ranking up. That's how you rank up. You know? You have to rank up. And the only way to rank up is by you fighting. It's by you continuously fighting and standing your ground. That's how you officially rank up in the spirit world. You don't just rank up and receive some type of gift with doing nothing. The spirit world does not play around, bro. God does not play. People may think God is soft. He's all sacred in this. Let me tell you something. God is a very powerful force to be reckoned with. And that individual, he does not play. He does not play, bro. He does not play. He's equipped you with certain things to fight with. Okay? All you have to do is remind him of his word. He can't be there. I mean, he could be there for you. But most people think he's just going to step in out of nowhere and protect you. You have to remind him of his word. He wants to see you stand your ground. Because when you can stand your ground and you fight back, that's going to show him the respect that you have for yourself. That's going to show that, hey, you are putting in the work. You are fighting. You are sitting there. You are fighting and protecting yourself. You are sitting there doing something. You're not just sitting there just allowing it to go on. When you do something, bro, he's going to do something for you. That's how the law works. When you remind him of his word, but you go by his word, and you follow his commands and obey him, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. That's when he's going to listen to you. That's when you're going to feel his presence. That's when you're going to feel his levels of protection around you. Because it's all about him. It's all about him. At least from my perspective, or how I achieve my high rankings in the spirit world, it's from obeying him. When something's off, you respect your intuitive power. You respect the eye that's seeing something, and you go the opposite way. You don't sit there and distrust it and betray your soul like that. You respect that power. You trust what you're sensing, and you go along with it. Because if not, it's going to lead you straight to danger, bro. Intuition protects you from danger. It gives you the ability to have foresight to see into what's really going on. That gut feeling, that's the third eye right there. That gut feeling is your third eye sensing something and seeing straight through something. That's what the third eye is. It's a gut feeling. Some people explain it by a gut feeling, having a gut feeling, an unsettled feeling. Some people explain it by a thought, a certain thought like that would just pop up in their head out of nowhere. You also have some people would just be drawn to certain places, drawn to certain patterns, seeing certain patterns and synchronicities. You know? Hold on. But anyways, y'all, getting back to the read. When it comes to this type of information, you just have to be aware, bro. Like, you have to be aware. You have to fight. You have to fight to achieve your ranking. Your rank is not just going to come out of nowhere. It's not. It's not going to be given to you for free. You want something, you're going to have to fight for it. And that's something right there that I've earned in the spirit world. I already know it, bro. I can see myself sitting in that chair in the throne in the spirit world with the crown around my head. And I have a bunch of symbols. Like, I got like this uniform on in the spirit world. And it goes all the way down to my ankles, like all the way down, like a big old suit, like it's one thing, like a Hierophant's wearing, like that. And I have my symbols patched on my uniform in the spirit world. I can see that. And I see me just sitting there in that chair. But it requires you to get up off that chair. Just because you reach that high ranking, but don't mean that you just sit there and not do anything. You still gonna have to fight and stand your ground spiritually. It never stops, bro. You're gonna always have to fight your ground and stand your ground. Some days you're gonna be chilled out. Some days you're gonna have to spiritually fight. You know? But I can see myself, bro, like with the patches on my soul on that suit. It's a special type of suit. I don't know how to explain it physically, but it's a special type of suit that, like, it don't look like the Hierophant imagery. Like, you know how he's got the that big old robe on like that. But it's something close to that, but it's very unique. It's hard to explain. But I see my patches, all my rankings on there. And I see me sitting back, having respect from the angels, like the angels sitting right there, playing their music, you know, sitting right there surrounding me. I see God sitting right there too, you know. But it's more so the angels sitting there around me. Some of them got their trumpets, you know, they playing their trumpets. Some of them playing their music, you know, making sure I'm okay. And when it's time, when the call comes in, you know, that's when, there it is. But just like I said, but just because you have that high rank position don't mean like everything's just going to stop, like magically stop. No, no. You're still going to have to battle. You're still going to have to do that. And you're going to rank higher and higher and higher. That's how you do that. Because that's the way the Lord tests you, bro. Like, okay, you're really powerful. That's how you strengthen yourself up. That's how you become spiritually strong. You become spiritually strong like that, spiritually powerful. You know? And that's really all I got to say when it comes to that. A lot of you out there may understand this type of information. A lot of you may not. But when it comes to my experience, just like I said, I've had years of experience. When it comes to the pineal gland, I was born with it activated. I was born with it ever since birth, you know. Communicating with my aunt, which is my mama's sister. Seeing spirits, seeing into the spirit world. Having the ability to contact spirits. Like not just any spirit, but like the good spirits, you know. Having the ability to see certain things. And it's like an average person can't see that. Because they don't have that ability to see. You know, the veil hasn't been lifted off their eyes. The scales haven't been lifted off their eyes to fully see what I've seen. And just like going into a house, I could feel if a house is haunted. I could feel if a property's haunted. I could get visions of what happened there before, what caused the haunting, like well, how those spirits passed away. Just like they show on TV, bro. People think that that's a joke, but it's really not. You know, I will pay attention to my body sensations. If I feel sad, depressed, that means that spirit took their life. They had a hard time and they dealt with depression and, you know, they just couldn't handle it no more. So that would represent depression. They was depressed. If I feel like violence or anger, that means that they had something that went down there that was very, very violent. You know, like somebody passed away due to an act of violence. I would feel very angry. If something sick is like somebody passed away that was sick, that was ill, I had some type of illness, like I would get like spiritual nausea. I would feel sick. I'd get like a headache. And the minute I step out of the house, I'd be okay. Or the minute I get off the property, because sometimes it's that strong, brother, where if you're still on the property, you can still feel the symptoms and the sensations of it. But the minute you step off that property, it all goes away because the property is where the haunting's at. It's not just the house. It's the property itself. It's the ground. Because that's what people don't understand. It's the property that's haunted, not the house. You can move the house. It's that property, what happened there before that house was built. Just like the Amityville Horror, they built that on an Indian burial ground. And that pissed the Indian chief off because he didn't want nobody on his land. That right there is the Amityville Horror. If you do your research, it'll tell you. The Indian chief didn't want nobody on his property, on his grounds. And it made him mad. So what he did was he possessed people, you know. Hey, y'all hold on real quick. So what he did was, hold on. So what he did was, just like I was saying, he sat there and did all that. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I had to plug my phone in. But anyways, he would sit there and possess people, especially the man, because that's what George Lutz, like if you go and look at the story, a lot of people claim it's a hoax, but I believe it, bro. I believe it just by the research I did. I believe that I could feel that house was haunted just by looking at it. You know, talking about the Amityville Horror House, I could just look at it, take one look at it, tell like something's off about that house, you know. And if you really look at the stairway, this is what I interpret intuitively from the stairway. Because the Amityville Horror has 3 stories. How I interpret it from the stairway is I always had that hunch. It gives me the vibes of Indian. I don't know why. Something about the railings, the hand railing of the staircase. How they're brownish, it's like a cherry red. Like not a cherry red, but like cherry oak wood, like that kind of maroon color hand railing. And the way the stairs look, and it had the white poles that was on the staircase that was connected to the railing. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the little post? And that was connected to the railing. That reminded me of Indian. I don't know why. That right there in itself gives off the synchronicity of a spiritual vision of Indian. I don't know why though. And if you go to the top floor, which is the 3rd floor, and you look down at the staircase, it reminds me of Indian. I don't know why. You just have to look at it with your spiritual eye to see what I'm talking about. But that house right there, I believe that did happen. Because I feel something funny about that house. Especially when they had the top floor windows, the backwards D. They even said in the interview, bro, people started to get scared of that house because it felt like that house was staring them down, like mean mugging them, you know what I'm saying? Go do your research about it, bro. I'm going to tell you that right now. I don't think they was lying about it at all. But that's what I'm talking about when they had, what's her name, Lorraine Warren, that went in there. She's a psychic. She went in there and she felt that. She said she seen ghosts, she seen skeletons and bones and everything, bro, like underneath the house itself. Bro, being a psychic, I know I keep saying that a lot, but it's the truth. Being a psychic really ain't what people try to make it out to be. Like, they think it's all fun and games. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not. It's not. It's not. I mean, in a sense, it is cool. You know, it is pretty cool to see that. But at the same time, it bothers your spirit to see that. Because you can feel people's pain. Just like whenever I told y'all earlier, if I go to a property that somebody passed away on there, I could tell how they passed away. I would get a vision of it. I'll get really sad. I feel like a lingering energy of intense sadness to where you'd feel grief, intense grief, sadness, depression. And you literally feel like you want to have a nervous breakdown right there because of how intense it is. And shortly after that, bro, you'll get a vision. You'll see exactly what happened to them. You'll get clues, you know? But that's just nothing to play around with, y'all, to be honest with you. It's nothing to play around with. It's nothing to sit there and look upon it as a joke, because it's really not, you know. That's something that I can't explain for the life of me, how that happens. I mean, I know how it happens, but just the certain sensations, like, it's pretty interesting, you know, like, if you really look into it, it's pretty interesting. But just like abandoned buildings, just like I share with that imagery, abandoned buildings, etc. When it comes to going to abandoned amusement parks, like, for instance, I'm gonna just say amusement parks, okay? Abandoned amusement parks, like people that no longer go there, you know, or they have abandoned buildings. When it comes to places like that, you hear like funny cracks, like the door starts squeaking, or you hear noise. People will be quick to say that it's the house settling. It's the building set. No, it's not. No, it's not. They just trying to disregard something or what's going on there. I'm telling you, bro, I've been through that. Whenever I told my mom a few times, Mom, look at that old lady in the hallway. That old lady was in the hallway, Mom. You seen her? You see that old lady? She's like, baby, there's no lady in there. Lady? I just called that lady. You know what I'm saying? Lady? Lady? I mean, it was. I mean, damn. It's a lady. A feminine lady. You know? What else you want me to call her? Woman? Call her lady. Damn it. Lady? Lady. That's what it is. Damn it. That's what I seen in the hallway. Lady. You know? Lady. Lady, lady. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, what else you want me to call her? You know? But the way I look, hold on, y'all probably can't because I had the air on or whatever. But when it comes to certain information like that, y'all, it does give me the chills, to be honest with y'all. Just talking about it, it gives me the chills. Especially when you get close by a house, you know, a certain house. And it's not that something's wrong with it. You could just sense when something is not right, you know. You could just sense it. You could pick it up spiritually. You could sense when something's not right. And that's something right there that people want to know about. They're curious to know about that. And I'll tell them. Experiencing that ever since I was 2.5 years old, experiencing having visions like that and seeing into the other side, it is cool, but at the same time, it's some of the things, bro, that you see and you sense, you don't want to see it too. Just like the movie The Shining. Like with Danny and his mama, and he always received visions, clairvoyant visions from Tony. Like, you remember I shared The Shining? And his mama Wendy, and they had Jack and Wendy. That's what I'm talking about. Danny didn't like seeing that. I've had those powers, but I'm telling you, I was the same way. The same way. And Mr. Halloran, which was the man that talked to him, that knew he had that power. He took one look at him and he could tell he had that shine to him. And that's whenever he spoke to Danny through the mind, and Danny heard him. And Danny looked at him like weird, like, this man's talking to me, because he held the power, you know. But anyways, when it comes to that, you could tell like Danny was very uncomfortable with some of the things that he's seen in that hotel, you know, like very, very, very uncomfortable. He also received visions of the hotel before him and his mama got there. Well, him and his mom and his dad got there. He told his mama that his dad got the job. He told her everything, and that blew his dad's mind. But his dad already knew he had that power. He just couldn't explain it, you know. But he knew he had something there. And then when it comes to before they got to that hotel, he received that vision, and Tony told him, "Stay away. Stay away from there, Danny." He told him not to go there. But he had no choice. I mean, he was with his parents. That's what I'm talking about. When he waved his hand over that street sign and he looked into it, he could see the snow falling, and then that hotel appeared in that vision. And not long after that, that's when Danny woke up. It scared him. Because he had that vision of his daddy with that croquet mallet, of his daddy being possessed. And guess what happened? That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Because what happened was, he was guided to the bar because he was in the cellar, and he said he just wished that he could have a drink or something like that. And then that man came in there and said, guided him to the Colorado Lounge. If you go and look at the movie. And that's whenever he was guided up there, he started drinking. And I mean, I know that's a movie, bro, but that's what I'm talking about, visions. That actually happens. Some of you out there have proved this situation that what protected you from these false claims is you seeing exactly what I'm talking about. Calling it out long before it happened. That's what I was talking about. And some people can't understand like how you know that, bro. It's like it's mind blowing. And the last thing they probably would have thought is you psychic or something. But there's something there, bro. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's not no coincidence. There's something there. And it's not a hoax either. Like people are not looking at you as if you're a hoax or any of that. You are somebody that has an incredible royal power. You are somebody that's a very powerful person, you know? A very, very, very powerful person. And now everything has came out to the light. Everything has definitely came out to the light. If that's who you are. You are somebody that deserves respect in the spirit world. You deserve respect spiritually, energetically, physically. You deserve that. And you are somebody that's going to continuously get ranked up even more because of your powers. Simple as that. And that's really all I have for this inspirational message. It all started out with you knowing what's really going on. You called something out. And you figured everything out for what it really is. Simple as that. I'm glad I could provide y'all with that information to help you uncover your power, to help you acknowledge the fact that your powers are genuine and royal, and it's something that's a gift. It's something that's a gift. It's definitely something that's a gift. You're a gift from God. You're not just an average Joe out there. You're a gift from God, bro. You ain't no dangerous person. Somebody literally try to paint you out to be a bad or a crumb man, but yet you have these powers. You're out there minding your own business. The real criminal is the one who's trying to fuck with you. That's who it is. And the Lord ain't gonna let that happen. He's not gonna let that happen. And you have every God-given right to call it out too. You have every God-given right to expose and call it out, because you didn't deserve none of that. I don't care who they think they are. That's what you know about yourself. That's the difference between you and them. They think something, you know something. Because the same hand that took that pencil or pen that written something down is the same hand that's going to be pointing those fingers right back at them. Because what was written down is complete hatred, jealousy, envy, jealous of who you are, jealous of what you have, and yet try to knock you down when you barely had anything all your life, and you just got started with your life, and they try to tear you down. Let me tell you something right now. God ain't gonna allow that to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. And to these people always saying, oh, that's what they want. That's what they want. Get out of here. I'm going to tell you what the Lord wants. The Lord wants this individual to stand up and fight. The Lord wants this individual to stand up and fight, because they're not going to get in trouble. You're not, people, to be honest with you, people that say that, bro, rubs me the wrong way. Oh, that's what they want. That's what they want, and this and that. Yeah, because they want you to keep your mouth shut. That's the people that want you to keep your mouth shut. That's why they tell you that soft shit. I give a damn what they want. That's what the Lord wants. That's what the Lord wants me to do. Because I'm going to follow his commands. It ain't about what they want, what these people want. I get tired of hearing that, because it's old. It's soft. It's just like I said, people think the Lord is soft. Oh, he's this, he's holy, he's all this. Why you think they got that saying, God's wrath? You have to be the one to execute it by reminding him of his word and stand up for yourself and fighting, just like I said. Just like I said, y'all. You have to earn that high ranking by fighting and standing your ground. It ain't just going to come out of nowhere. And most people don't know that. Most people think things can be handed to them. That's what they thought about you. Oh, you have a laid-back job. Things are just handed to you. Bro, these people really analyzed and took a good look at what you really went through and how much you stood up against alone, they will come out their ego real quick and see that you're one of the most powerful, strongest individuals around where you at. You're a real life earth angel with wings on your back that may not could be seen physically, but it could be seen with your spiritual eye. I'm telling you that right now. People with nothing better else to do. Nothing better else. All because you serving a mission out there. You serving a mission for the higher power. I'm going to tell it just like it is. And the things that you went through taught you a lot of lessons. It taught you a lot of lessons, and God sees you for what you learned. He was right there by your side, helping you. He was right there providing you a helping hand the whole time to set you free of that. Just like I said before, we're not going to be restrained physically, spiritually, or none of that. We're not going to be none of that because we did not come into agreement with it. I'm going to wreak havoc upon any altar speaking negative or ill intentions. It will be demolished and destroyed by the power and by the Holy Spirit. The fire of the Holy Spirit will send its chain of fire against it. Any stubborn altar will completely be destroyed and fall down to pieces and shatter to ashes. In Jesus' mighty name. All those sacrifices will immediately backfire back upon the sinner because they send it upon themselves. Because they're the ones that come into agreement to have that altar erected against them, never you. In Jesus' mighty name. The same ditches that they have tried to dig for you, they dug for themselves. Because everything is immediately being reversed. In Jesus' mighty name. By the forces of God. And that's how you come against those attacks, bro. You have to speak against the root of it. It's the root. See, many people always wonder, where does the evil spirit go after you get it away from you? It don't originally go back to hell. It continuously roams the earthly realm until it finds something else to go out there and attack. That's exactly what it does. But you have the power to send and cast that evil spirit out this earthly realm. You just got to know what you're doing. That way it don't bother nobody else. That's what you come to God with. That's what you go to him with, because he has the power to do that. You have the power to defeat the demon. And I'm going to tell you how you do it. By not being scared, by not being fearful, same thing. By not sitting there thinking that you can defeat him. You know that you can defeat him, because you know your power, and you execute your royal power of those spiritual warfare prayers, and you do exactly what God leads you to do. And that's what's going to get rid of them. God didn't equip you with the spirit of fear. God didn't equip you with the spirit of hesitation, paranoia, or any of that, delusions or any of that. You see exactly what's going on. That's why he equipped you with his vision. That right there will give you the sword of the truth, which is the tongue. He equipped you with the tongue. Because how you think some of these rituals are being performed by these individuals using the word of mouth, right? The power of the tongue. And that's exactly what's going to curse them while it blesses you. Because they're putting themselves under the ritual. They're putting themselves under the spell. Because it's coming out of their mouth. And it's being projected towards them, because you did not come into agreement with it. You did not come into agreement or allow or give any type of permission for it to be done against your free will. So therefore, the only other person that's going to fall back on is the person that's messing around with it. Correct? That's what I say. They're being lied to every step of the way. They're being lied to. They got something in their ear telling them, oh yeah, it's going to work if you just keep on doing it. If you just keep on doing it, blah, blah, blah. When the spirit's right there literally attacking them. Whatever is in their ear telling them that, they're attacking them left and right, left and right, left and right, by feeding them a bunch of bullshit. Because that's what evil spirits do. They're trying to conjure up manipulation, deception, and torment. What you think is going to happen? It's tormenting them. It's tormenting them. And it's going to continue to torment them, because you don't deserve to be in that position to have that being done to you. And I'm going to tell you, the only other way to stand up against it and fight it officially and to successfully defeat it is by uncovering the fact that you do not have, you did not give your consent, you did not give your permission, you did not come into agreement with it being done against your free will. That right there diffuses and deactivates it. It rejects it right there as God forbidden. And you also speaking in God's name. Lord, this is forbidden upon my spirit. This is forbidden. I'm coming to you to let you know I don't consent to this, Father God. I don't consent to this. I don't allow. I don't accept it. I don't have anything to do with this. I want it blocked, Father God. I want it destroyed. I want every ounce of those attacks to be blocked, for it to be forbidden in Jesus' mighty name. I want that evil eye blocked. I want the projections blocked. I want everything that they're trying to do that's not of you, Lord, blocked. That evil eye shall remain destroyed until I catch fire, burn up to ashes in Jesus' mighty name. With everything that they're trying to send to you, it will immediately backfire and catch the sender on fire in Jesus' mighty name. It's exactly what's going to happen. And not long after that, here come the arrows of the Holy Spirit. Boom. That's what it is. The arrows of the Holy Spirit, Father God, and your army of angels protecting you, and Archangel Michael protecting you as the head angel. Like I said, bro, evil spirits, evil people, evil altars stand zero chance against people like me, because I ain't afraid of nothing, because I'm equipped with the power of God, and I will execute my spiritual kingdom right, and I will destroy the altar, I will destroy the sinner, and I will destroy whoever else in the spirit world trying to attack me, because I don't play that shit. I don't play that. I care less if they got 100,000 of them. I'll still send a fire of the Holy Spirit against it, and it will be dissolved completely. Fuck up out of here. I declare a war upon that altar. I declare spiritual war upon that altar in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. I declare spiritual war upon that altar. I command my angels, every bit of my angels, Okay? And also ask the Father God, the Lord Jesus Christ, to send his army of angels and the fire God and the forces of the Lord Jesus Christ against it, to destroy it, to demolish it, and wreak destruction upon that altar. Any video, any photo, any name, my picture, my video, my photo, whatever it may be, that's trying to take the simulation of my spirit, Father God, that does not simulate my spirit. That does not simulate my spirit. That does not simulate my character. That does not simulate, those objects do not simulate me any way, shape, form, or fashion. In Jesus' mighty name. Mirrors, any object that's used is being used against the sender in Jesus' mighty name. The mirror is reflecting back right on them. If they're using a mirror, it's going to reflect right back up onto them, because that right there is a mirrored version of what's happening to them. That's how you protect yourself. It's the altar, bro. You got God altars and you have the altars of where they try to harm people spiritually. That's not welcome, God forbid it. That's not welcome. That's not welcome in the name of Jesus Christ. It's not welcome. And it will never prosper in Jesus' mighty name. And everything done by the sinner shall prosper back up onto the sinner in Jesus' mighty name. And destroy the sinner to the maximum. I don't play. I don't play. I don't have to go to church to learn this, because most you wouldn't find this type of information. I mean, some of them, they may reveal that to you, but you want to know about spiritual law, you have the information. And you also have the sword of truth to fight back, because God didn't call you in this earth to be a coward, bro. He called you to teach these people a valuable lesson, because they're going to be the ones that's going to be destroyed in the end. I promise you that. Everything that they have tried to chant against you and spiritually try to harm you, it's going right back to them. And you have the ability to finalize the final attack. Like, if you're protecting yourself, I'm telling you. You sit there, you give it all you got, bro. You hit the enemy in its biggest weakness. I'm going to tell you what it is. Fear. Fear. They fear God. They fear you being happy. They fear you being powerful. They fear you being free. And you just amplify that even more. Every day that you get up, you believe in yourself. Every day that you get up, bro, you smile. You make it a point to smile. You make it a point to make an impact on the world. You make it a point to do everything the exact opposite of what they trying to do. You make it a point to pray to the Lord. You make it a point to be powerful. You make it a point to pray to him and execute those spiritual warfare prayers, even when you're not being attacked on the offense. On the offense. That's how you protect yourself. That's how you officially stand up and protect yourself. Because just like I said before, bro, God did not call you down here into this earthly realm to be attacked and to not do nothing about it. That's a coward. You wasn't called to be a coward. You're a spiritual warrior. And some that's involved are narcs that try to control you physically, didn't have no control, and they don't have no control over you spiritually either. Because that's when the Lord steps in and he will destroy them. In Jesus' mighty name. That's the devil's minions right there. That's the devil's minions. God don't care who it is. God don't care what they want. It's what you want for yourself. That's what's going to be executed, which is him coming down and putting the wrath of the punishment upon thy enemy. In Jesus' mighty name. That's where they got that saying, no weapon that's ever formed against you shall ever prosper. Energetically, spiritually, mentally, physically, all the way 360, all the way through and through, around and around. May the Lord surround you with the hedge of protection of the fire of the Holy Spirit. And leave no gaps. Leave no way in. Completely shield your energy. And make you invincible and invisible and unstoppable. In Jesus' mighty name. And to put the lions. They have the spiritual lions. Put the lions at each end of that gate. And keep your home protected. Keep your family protected. Keep your property protected. Keep you protected all the way through and through. You command protection in the spirit world. Not with him, like not with the Lord, no, like not disrespect towards him. But you have to command protection in the spirit world by asserting yourself. Being very assertive, being very aggressive, and knowing your kingdom rights. As I say, nah, I'm not going to put up with that. That's not going to happen. I'm the one that's in control of my destiny. I'm the one that's in control. I'm not going to be sitting here allowing somebody to do that to me. You stand up for yourself. And I'm telling you right now, bro, you will free yourself from any type of entrapment they have tried to do to you spiritually. I promise you. It will break it. It will break it. Every bit of the curses, the spells, the hexes, whatever is being used will literally go back up onto them. I'm telling you. Because just like I said, you know your kingdom right. And those entities or evil spirits have no permission from you. And they obey you enough and respect you enough to not mess with you. Because that's exactly what does it. I'm telling you. Evil spirits trying to prevent you from having fun or living your life. That's the blockage right there. That's the root of the magic right there. Evil spirit trying to get in the way of you. Man, you stand up. I want you to stand up and I want you to give it all you got and beat that evil spirit down and put your foot on his head. That's what you do. You call upon Archangel Michael. You don't play with these evil spirits, bro. You send the fire of the Holy Spirit against those evil spirits. You send a fire God against them. You send God's wrath upon them by reminding God of his word and reading the scriptures and reading and actually executing those spiritual warfare prayers. Declare spiritual war upon those evil spirits. And I'm talking about the most stubborn evil spirit that you could possibly, how can I say this? Like even the stubborn evil spirits out there. The stubborn ones that don't want to seem to back off and leave you alone. That's when you send the hottest spiritual chain of fire of the Holy Spirit against it and completely burn it down to ashes in Jesus' mighty name. That's when you execute tongues. You learn to speak in tongues, bro. You learn to speak in whether it's Chinese tongues or, you know, English like tongues or whatever it is. You use tongues. They can't understand that. Tongues are very powerful. You have angels, bro, that comes out of nowhere. When you speak those tongues, bro, when you learn tongues, that's a very, very powerful. Very powerful. My mama used that before. Tongues. And it's weird because you don't know what they say, but you know it's something that is very mysterious. You can't really understand what's really going on, you know? Most people get scared by it, but it's something to get scared by. You may not be able to understand it, but the Lord does. The angels do. Because my mama prayed over me like that before and got rid of something. I'm telling you. It was causing me anger and depression a while back. And she prayed over me with tongues and it left. She opened the door and she seen 3 little figures. 3 figures. Shadows. Leave. They stood about 4 foot tall. That's all it takes, bro. It's a little negative energy to affect you like that. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. You have to protect yourself, bro. And I kept telling my mom, like, I don't know where this anger, this depression is coming from. I'm not angry at nobody. I don't know what's causing that. See, I didn't know nothing about spiritual warfare. I didn't know nothing about spirituality back then. I had no clue, you know. But my mama, like, she knew about tongues. She knew about the power of God, and she prayed for me. She put her hand on my forehead like that. She's like, just lay back, son. Lay back. Let mama pray for you. I said, okay, ma. You know what I'm saying? That's funny how I say that. Okay, ma. So what she done was she leaned down by the couch. I was on the couch. I had my head back like that. And she put a cold rag on my forehead like that. I don't know why she done that, but she put her hand on my forehead. A preacher taught her that a while back. Something to do with a cold rag on the forehead. Like, I didn't have a headache or nothing. She just put a cold rag on my forehead whenever she was praying. And she put her hand right there over that rag. And she started praying. You know, it started out as regular prayers. And then she got to the point to where she just fell in the tongues. And that's when I started noticing the change. I'm like, Mom, it's leaving, Mom, whatever it is. Something feels like it's leaving, Mom. I don't feel that. And sure enough, that's when she opened that door and I seen 3 figures, bro, leave. It left. It was evil spirits trying to torment me, to make me angry and depressed. They was hovering around me. They kept on circling me. You know, I wasn't possessed or nothing. They kept circling me, trying to get in. Because the minute they can see that you act out of character, that's the gateway for them right there. But I didn't act on the anger or depression. I just told my mama, something don't set right. Something ain't right with me, Ma. And I told her, I said, I don't know, they got bouts of depression. That keeps coming over me. I'm not depressed or nothing, you know. So maybe it's just a phase, son. I'm like, Mama, no, something don't feel right. And I kept telling her, I said, Mama, that's funny how I say that. No, Ma, something don't set right with me. And now that I go back and look at everything, it was a spiritual attack I was going through. Because why would you be getting bouts of depression when you're not really depressed? Like, there's nothing out there that's making you sad. There's nothing out there that's making you angry. So how else can you explain that? The only other thing that I could see now, it was a spiritual attack. She probably didn't know that, but I mean, there's a reason why she prayed. And her prayers did lift. It lifted it off of me, bro. I'll tell you that right now. It wasn't inside of me. It was just trying to get in. It was trying to get in. It kept circling me and giving me bad mood, you know. Like, I'd be angry out of nowhere, but I wouldn't know what that is. That was the spirit of anger. A tormenting evil spirit trying to torment me. God came down and he set me free from that. Because of my mama. You know what I'm saying? Because of my mama. Hama. You know what I'm saying? No, that's funny how I say ma. How I say ma. M-A, ma. I say that. I said it on one of my reads. Whenever I read my cards, when I seen the Empress, whenever I say, hey, ma. Or how I say it in my voice. Hey, ma. How I do that. That's what I call her, though. Hi, mama. You know what I'm saying? That's what they gonna do. She said, I ain't gonna let them evil spirits torment my baby. Not my son. I can hear her, but I'll tell you, I can hear her. That's right. I'm not gonna let them torment my boy. Not my son. Not my baby. Oh no. I can hear, bro. That makes me happy, bro. I can hear her through my spiritual clairaudience, you know. Y'all can't hear. I mean, y'all can't hear her, but bro, I can hear her plain as day. That's why people question me sometimes, like, man, do you get upset all the time? I mean, yeah, I got my moments, but man, what keeps me going is knowing my mama's not really gone. It's just her body's no longer here, but her spirit, oh, it's there. I can hear her. Same voice and everything. It's the same, bro. I'm telling you, her spirit looks the same as she did physically. That's my mama. You know what I'm saying? That's who she is, lady. You know? Lady. But, okay, there's my comments. There's my comments. But yeah, like when I said, hold on. But yeah, just what I was saying earlier, y'all, about the tongues, praying in tongues, etc. They got some straight up fake people on here, but like the faker car, I could tell. I see straight through that with that eye, bro. That's the best part. Get out of here. But anyways, y'all, this is what I have for the I was about to say to read. But this is what I have for the video, y'all. This one I resonate with everybody on here. Okay. But yeah, my mama did free me from attack. I was being attacked before, you know. That was a long time ago. And I remember my mama sitting there praying for me. Because I came to her and I told her, I'm like, Mama, depression keeps on coming on out of nowhere, and I'm not sad about nothing. I don't know where this is coming from. And I told her about anger. It was the spirit of depression, the spirit of anger. Now that I go back and look at that. Teaming up together. You know? But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and that's me right here. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Y'all take it easy out there. I'm gonna have to charge my phone. Y'all go ahead and take it easy out there. Y'all, much love. Thank y'all very much for the love and support. I greatly appreciate that. If y'all want to leave any donations, I will indeed have a link in the description box below. And I will see y'all some other time, okay? Peace.